Hello friends, my name's Alexis and welcome to my November reading journal setup. So for the month of November, I was struggling to come up with a theme. I feel like I always go with a fall theme. I've done a lot of autumn leaves before, I've done mushrooms before, and I just wanted something a little different this year. And I am honestly so excited with what I came up with. So I'm actually not using any sticker sheets this month besides a few that I will show you when I get them out. I am going to be drawing a lot this month, which I am not an artist. I just do my best. So sorry in advance for that, but it's my journal, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. So getting right into the cover page, I did already sketch out in pencil my vision, and the theme I want to go for is cats, but specifically my 3 cats. So if you're new here, or if you only watch my reading journal videos and not my weekly vlogs, you might not know about my 3 cats. I will pop a picture of them up on the screen because honestly, I'm obsessed with them. But my oldest is Eva, and she was actually my boyfriend. He got her back in college about a year before we started dating. And she, of course, came when we moved in together. And then after that, about 3 years ago, we got Onyx, who is this big guy. He makes an appearance in a lot of my videos because he just loves to be the center of attention. And although he is such a troublemaker because he is way too smart for his own good, I love him so much. And then after Onyx, a year later, Kit Kat chose us as her new family. So for Eva and Onyx, they were both adopted from cat shelters. But in the case of Kit Kat, one day my boyfriend Dan was taking the garbage out. He was rolling it to the curb, and this little black cat came walking up to him. Her ear was bleeding, and because we are both animal lovers, we dropped everything and took her to the vet. And it turned out that she had pretty bad ear mites, so we got those treated. Then we were told that she was a mother and definitely had kittens. So we actually had to release her back out into the neighborhood, and we ended up putting a collar on her with our phone number. And a few days later, we did get a call from a woman who Kit had been living in this woman's backyard, and the woman brought her and her kittens in for the night because it was very cold out. And I'm so thankful she did. So this woman lived around the corner from us, and we ended up walking over to her house, and we picked up Kit Kat and her 2 babies, and we ended up fostering them through our local shelter. The shelter provided like the medical care. They spayed Kit Kat and her kittens once they were old enough, and then through them we adopted the kittens out to 2 of our friends. So we do still get to see them occasionally, and of course we kept Kit Kat. And although 3 cats plus my 2 dogs is a lot of animals, I could not picture my life without them. I just love them so much. You probably notice how I have Onyx and Kit Kat cuddling on the left side of the window, and Eva is by herself on the right, and that is very true to their personalities. Eva is such a don't mess with me, don't look at me, don't even think about me kind of girl, and Kit Kat and Onyx honestly think they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And when we first took Kit and her kittens in, Onyx was such a good uncle to them. He would come in and groom them and play with them, and it was so cute. I honestly sometimes miss fostering kittens, but like it was a lot of work, and that was like before we even had Poe, so like definitely not something we can do now. But I am definitely open to it in the future, more so when we buy a house and we have more space. I would just love to have a constant influx of foster animals, whether it be cats or dogs. Like that is my dream. So for this window design, I will link my Pinterest board below for some inspiration pictures I saved. It's kind of a mashup of a few of them. And then I took inspiration for the cat poses from a few different places too. But yeah, other than like following the design, this is all freehand, and I'm obviously not using a ruler. So if things are crooked or not perfect, oh well. Feel free to use mine as inspiration. I would love to see it, and make sure you tag me in it on Instagram. My Instagram handle is the same as my YouTube, Alexis Fully Booked. Moving into our next set of pages, I am setting up my calendar layout the same way I always do. I actually made it just a tiny bit smaller this month. I usually do my boxes 6 dots down and 7 dots across, but I just did a 6x6 because I just feel like I wanted a little extra room for my TBR list, not have it so cramped. And then just showing you a few of the stickers I picked out to use. I didn't want it to be too sticker heavy the way a lot of my recent spreads have been, but I felt like it still needed a little bit. And luckily I had a bunch of Black Cat and Bookish stickers that I could use. So I threw in one on the left side that says life is better with coffee, cats, and books. And then on the right side, I'm using this one as a guide because it looks just like my cat Onyx to draw one above the TBR shelf, like he is peeking over. And it was at this moment that I realized I forgot to put the whiskers on the black cats in the first page, so I flip back and do this. And now here I am just adding a stack of books to the bottom corner just to fill up some space, putting my dates in as normal. And then I was still feeling like there was some empty space, so I decided to pull some washi tape, and I'm using this new washi set I got from Archer and Olive. I do think this washi set was exclusive to their Halloween set, but if it's still available on their website, I will link it below. And there's actually black cats on it, which I didn't even realize when I first put it down. So how perfect is that? Going into our next pages, again, the same layout that I've been doing the past few months. Just once I find something I like, I don't really change it up. So yeah, sorry if it's getting repetitive, but I think this method works really well for me. And then of course we had to add some cats onto these pages too. So on the right, I'm starting off with Kit Kat. And on the left, we are adding in Eva. My bookshelves in the living room, they're actually right next to our big cat tree. So Onyx and Kit climb up behind my books on the very top shelf all the time. And they like run around up there. They sleep up there. Thankfully, they've only knocked over the books once, but it was like my Barnes & Noble leather-bound classic edition, and it was like Dracula or something, so like a very thick book. So I'm glad I wasn't sitting in front of the bookshelves at that point to get hit in the head. So anyways, per usual, we track the title and the author, the page number or hours if I listen to audio, the publication year, how I acquired the book, the format I read it in, the dates I read it, the genre, and of course the rating. This is just all stuff I find interesting. Of course, if you are taking inspiration from this for your own journal, you do not have to make all of these columns. It is completely for my own tracking purposes. And moving on to the final page of this monthly setup, I actually counted ahead and I am running out of space in this reading journal. If I put this setup onto 2 pages like I usually do for my end of the month stats, I wouldn't have enough room for December. And this is with me taping in a few extra pages. Like you can see the tape mark in the center. I ripped out some of the blank pages from last year's journal and like glued it in. And it is falling apart a little bit, but I think it'll do the job. In those top boxes at the end of the month, I will fill in the total number of books I read, pages read, hours listened, and then I break it into how many physical books, audiobooks, and ebooks. If you're interested in seeing what it looks like filled out, I will be filming the second half of my planner flip through in December, so look out for that in late December, early January. And if you missed the first flip through, which was January through June spreads, I will have that video linked below. always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.